Thank you. Lawrence Juber on the guitar, Susan Winsberg on the flute, Seth Osborne on the keyboards. I'm David. Thanks very much.
You recognize Temple of the Moon there at the end? Cool. All right, I want to switch gears here and tell you about what's coming up. We're very excited about this. Blizzard music available as sheet music. Finally. We've teamed up with Alfred Music Publishing. This is one of the biggest and most badass music publishers out there. And they know how to, they know how to do a brand right, and they've been great partners. They've been very passionate about Blizzard and our music. And so debuting for sale here at Blizzcon, you probably already know, are Lament of the Highborn and Invincible as intermediate piano. But coming up soon, Lion's Pride, Karazhan, Shaping of the World, Call to Arms, the main title of Wrath of the Lich King, on and on. We're also going to do a piano anthology, which will have great art and be collectible, have I think 8 or 12 songs in it. We're going to do beginning piano. We're going to do practice music, where you get a CD with a piece of music, and if you play the French horn, for instance, you can practice along with it. Want to do marching band. We're all the way up to the full professional orchestral scores, the same ones that we record with, they'll be available for rental. So hopefully we'll see some more symphonies playing our stuff. But I'm most excited. Awesome. I'm most excited about the educational market. It's really cool. So there'll be something for everyone out there. So there's that. And you may already know that we also released here at BlizzCon, for now an exclusive, the soundtrack of Fall of the Lich King, which is all the music from Icecrown Raid patch 3.3, and it includes Invincible and the Bronze Jam, if you're familiar with that one. All right, now, let's talk a little bit about StarCraft 2. We have, first of all, just because I want them to be able to chime in here, the composers for StarCraft 2, once again, Derek Duke, Glenn Stafford, and Neil Akery. So what we wanted to do to give you a little taste of, StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty was very eclectic. Of course, there was a lot of orchestral music that you all know, but Glenn, for instance, along with Derek, worked on the original StarCraft, and so Glenn, you did the Terran music way back when, and you reprised your role on the Terran music this time, yes?
Yes, I did, and that was absolutely a blast. And we had some extremely talented musicians who I didn't ask you if we're supposed to tell their names or not, but anyway, some fantastic musicians played on that on the Terran tracks.
Actually, we can. It's we're all big fans of Peter Gabriel, so it's a lot of members from Peter Gabriel's band from a few years ago. Jerry Murata, who you saw last night on drums, Tony Levin on bass, Jesse Gress on guitars, Ben Butler also, and Daniel Weiss on keyboards. And then our group last night did a couple of songs from that as well.
Yeah, that was a fantastic experience. We flew out to New York and recorded in a converted church that was converted into a studio called Dreamland, and it sounded amazing. Jerry's drums just sounded huge in there. The musicians were just on it completely. I think we took 3 days to record 5 songs, yeah. And it was a marathon, but it was a blast.
So in keeping with the Terran theme, we have a special guest today because there's another part of the music of this thing. You ready? So we have some musical royalty here today to tell you a little bit about himself and his contribution to StarCraft 2. His name is Tommy Morgan. I don't know if you know his name. He's a harmonica player, and he played his first show in 1950 for the Andrews Sisters, if I do have it correct. And he often likes to say he's done at most recent count, 7,000 sessions and counting. And you have heard him on the theme song for things like Green Acres, Sanford and Son, the original Winnie the Pooh in the 60s. It just goes on, and now StarCraft 2. So I want to have Tommy, please come up, join us. Sorry about that. Staging. It's all about staging. So, Tommy, you're also known for being the sound of spaghetti westerns, I think, as we know them today.
Actually, the sound for the spaghetti western started in 1966 with Clint Eastwood's third movie of the trilogy, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Excellent.
Franco de Gemini, harmonica player in Rome, is the man who started that spaghetti western sound. Clint brought it back to this country, and of course, I made an awful lot of money. Gee, can you play...
You know that sound. Now, do you remember where you heard that in StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty? Anyone? So when Jim Raynor and Tychus Finley met each other again, their lives converged once again after many years in Joey Ray's bar. There's a piece of music that plays there, and in a few moments we'll recreate that for you. But some more history about yourself and this style of music.
Well, style of music, if you start early enough, you end up playing everything. In fact, I was kidding Russell that here I was, 1950, with the Andrews Sisters, in the 60s with the Beach Boys, and Good Vibrations, and for the first time, here's an instrument. You didn't hear this. A lot of Beach Boys and Green Acres.
Who knew harmonicas came that big?
We used that sound in Pet Sounds with Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys. Beatles heard it, and they came back with Sgt. Pepper and bass harmonica in the tracks.
Oh, man. Tommy Morgan, ladies and gentlemen. Holy cow. What other idiomatic things are there for this style? Because you also compose, and you,
Yes.
when Star Trek went through some kind of a time change situation and ended up in the Old West.
Well, you would hear this. But as a composer, thank you. I wrote for CBS for 5 years, and I did some of the original Twilight Zone scores as well as Gunsmoke's, that sort of thing. And so as we face the history of my career, you find out that you're aging when people ask how many sessions you've done. Well, I've done in excess of 7,000 sessions. I've done over 650 feature films to arrive at the now high point of my career with Blizzard. And it's brand new, and the exciting thing about it is that with the game industry exploding, to still be involved as a player and to be on the cutting edge is a wonderful experience as a player. So I thank you for bringing me along into the modern world.
Thank you, Tommy. And so with no further ado, I'd like to ask Tommy and Lawrence Juber, the maestro of the heavy metal over there, who's going to play on dobro, and recreate this scene. So please, when Jim Raynor's sitting in the bar and Tychus Finley comes in, you hear a theme that we now know as Raynor's theme. And it went down something like this.